Well, it is time to talk dollars and cents. And back with us this morning, we have Garrison III from Preservation Financial Group to talk about safe investments. And Davis, always good to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, certainly during all of this instability with the stock market and the numbers and what we've been seeing, everybody is looking at their portfolios and wondering where they stand and maybe rethinking them a little bit.
Exactly. And right now, bonds are very, very volatile. And that is the side of the legendary 60-40 portfolio, 60% in equities, 40% in bonds. That is no longer the case. The black swan event, the virus, totally obliterated modern portfolio theory, for lack of a better term. And annuities have been found, and we've talked about them before on the show. Roger Ibbotson, Robert Shiller, these are Nobel Prize winning economists and whatnot. And Roger Ibbotson has said numerous times recently that fixed indexed annuities, or annuities per se, are a good substitute for bonds because they do not take part in any downside of the market. And that is crucial. Imagine if you had retired the end of the year, 2019. What would that have done to your retirement portfolio if you were drawing, say, a 4% withdrawal off of that portfolio, and also added on top of that, the market declined the way it did out of the blue? We had no idea what was going to happen with the virus. We still don't know.
And you're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars that they have banked on because they're getting so close to the end. Who would have thought they would drop off that quickly? Exactly.
And like I say, if you adopt a 4% withdrawal rate, which is a very typical withdrawal rate for annuities, because they're based on your age, 65 being the basic target when a 4% withdrawal rate is attached to your age, 65, but the market declines on top of that withdrawal rate, you're in serious trouble.
So tell me about annuities and how they sort of differ from someone who may not be familiar with all of these terms. Annuities, much safer option, right?
They really are. Annuities are issued by insurance companies. And this is my 25-word or less spiel.
Perfect time.
Exactly. But annuities are issued by insurance companies. Insurance companies are the only companies on the face of the earth that are required to set aside of their own money every dollar that you invest in them. So it's dollar for dollar. They are mandated. They have to have that underpinning, which is safety. And that's what we're talking about right now. Everybody has been hit by the coronavirus. We as a company have been hit by it. People could not come in, and because of social distancing. And so it's an evolution, and sometimes the market has to be adjusted based on what is available as opposed to what is popular right now.
And of course, one of the things we always hear is ride out the storm. And you said a lot of people have been calling saying, how much longer do I have to ride this out? Are you at this point looking at different options?
Right now, and you're right, the number of phone calls from people, what's going to happen, I don't know. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. We are in an event. A black swan event is something that is unpredictable. You can't, from day to day, determine what is going to happen the next day. 50,000 cases in one day in the United States. That's incredible. And so we just don't know, but we know that with annuities, you can draw 4% per year and never run out of money. And I tell people, if you live to 125 years old, and they say, well, I don't want to live to 125 years old. Well, I don't either. But, what if you do? That's called longevity risk. And that's the number one risk that people are concerned with in this day and age.
Yeah, you said people aren't afraid of dying, they're afraid of running out of money before they die.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. Yep.
And so as people are re-looking at their portfolio and making those adjustments, are you seeing more and more people then jump over to the annuities in a greater amount?
It's really amazing, and it's unfortunate that an event like the coronavirus has been what has led to acceptance of annuities. They've been around forever. Annuities started out in the Roman Empire. So this is not a new thing.
Right.
The maturation of the industry is a new thing because fixed index annuities were designed and introduced in 1995. So, relatively speaking, they have not been around a long time, but they are, they're fine-tuned.
Yeah, they're a lot more attractive right now, right? They look a lot better than the other option.
Correct.
Yeah, well, certainly quite the topic, and we continue to go into this as we ride through this storm together and talk to different people about different options. And Davis, we really appreciate your input.
Thank you.
All right, we'll give everybody your information. Davis is with Preservation Financial Group right here in Johnson City on Sunset Drive. You can call that number for more information.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by... Are you looking